All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to our Happy Co opportunity time on Tuesday night. My name is Tommy Wyatt, and I'm going to be your host tonight and tell you all about this amazing company and how you might fit into it. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. We're going to keep this short and sweet. We'll have you done in 20 minutes, 25 max. And, let me just kind of start off by telling you the story of how I got involved with this. It's really a kind of a crazy story. I ran into a friend of mine by the name of Mark Willitson down in Dallas, Texas, completely coincidentally. And we just started talking about business. We both knew each other from, the direct selling world. And we'd been in another company way, way, way in the past, maybe 10 years in the past, and we hadn't seen each other. And he told me about this company he'd become part of. And he told me about this crazy growth story, how amazing it was and how different it was. And you know what? I'm used to hearing how different everything always is. And I really just wasn't looking. And he probably could just see it in my eyes that I wasn't looking. But I did ask him, I said, what's your product? I mean, the numbers sound great. What's the product? And he said, it's Happy Coffee. And I kind of rolled my eyes and, wanted to be polite. And I said, yeah, that sounds really great, Mark. That's not something I'd be interested in. You know what? I'm not a health and wellness kind of guy. I'm a ribeye steak and bourbon kind of guy. And I wouldn't be interested in that, but I'm glad it's working out great for you. And he didn't try to persuade me. He didn't try to astound me with science. He asked me if I drink coffee. And I said, I do. I've been drinking coffee every morning for 30 something years. And he said, here. That was the only other word, here. And he handed me this bag of coffee. And I said, oh, thanks, man. And I thought that, wow, this is perfect. I'm out of this conversation already. That was nice and quick and sweet. And I wasn't excited about it. I really, frankly, I don't know if I wasn't excited to go try it. I of course would try it because he was a friend of mine and I trust him. But I stuck it into my bag and I was flying back to Connecticut. That's where I live. That's where I'm sitting right now. And Mark gave me this coffee. The next morning I woke up and I did what I do every morning when I wake up. I went straight down to the kitchen and I went straight to the corner where my Keurig machine is. And normally I just have whatever was the cheapest coffee on sale at the grocery store sitting in the bucket there. And this particular morning, I noticed that coffee that Mark had given me. So I opened it. I didn't know what to expect. I kind of opened it and I looked at it, and this is what it looked like. It was like these little sticks were in here, like these little pixie sticks, like Kool-Aid sticks or whatever, like Crystal Light would be, And I kind of looked at it. There was no directions or anything, and we didn't really talk about it. So I'm not a complete idiot. I figured I'd put it in hot water, right? So I cut it open. I put it into a cup, and I ran 10 ounces of hot water through the Keurig machine without putting a coffee thing in it, And I stirred it up and I mixed it with my half and half because that's how I drink my coffee. And I took a sip of it and I said, wow, it's okay. It's all right. It's definitely tastes like instant kind of. It's not the best thing I ever tasted, but it's not horrible. I can drink it. And I did. I drank the cup of coffee and I really wasn't thinking much about it until about 20 minutes after I finished it. And it's really kind of hard for me to explain this, although I sound good at it because I've explained it a million times now. The lights went on. Yeah, for lack of a better term, I just felt really good. And I didn't really know why. And I wasn't thinking, wow, this coffee just made me feel good. But I noticed that I was feeling good. And it went on all day long. And like I was on, I was feeling good. I didn't get this, upset about tiny little things like you normally do. I had energy to do things all day long. And then here was the crazy part for me. That night, as I was getting ready for bed, I looked over at my wife and I said, hey, babe, you know what? I forgot to eat today. Now, those are words that have never come out of Tommy Wyatt's mouth in all his 50 plus years on this planet. I'm a man of excess. Whatever I do it a lot. And I never forgot to eat in my whole life. Never. And that day I did. And it was strange, obviously. So the next morning I woke up and I wasn't really thinking about it anymore. But when I went down for my coffee, I said, there's that coffee again. I'm going to have that again. And I made another cup. This time it tasted better than it did the day before. I don't know why. It just did. And guess what? Same exact thing happened. I felt amazing. And I just wasn't hungry. Now I figured I better eat eventually or I'm going to die. So, I made a lunch and I made like a tuna sandwich or something, and I cut it in half, which is something I also normally never do. And I only ate half, and I didn't even want the other half. Then dinner came around, and my wife said, "What do you want for dinner tonight?" And I said, "Really, I'm not that hungry." And so she did what she's always wanted to do and made something healthy. And so I sat down. It was like a salad or some silly thing. I sat down with my daughters and my wife, and we had this. And I picked at it and ate a little bit. And gang, this just kind of went on for the entire month. It was May of 2018. And here's what happened. Without really me thinking a whole lot about it, I lost 20 pounds. Like, I was overweight, okay? I'm 6'1", and I was about 260 pounds going in. And I don't step on the scale every day. I don't obsess about it. I'm in my 50s now. I'm not that guy who needs to go on a diet all the time and deprive myself. In fact, I will not deprive myself of the things I love in this life. I feel like I've earned them. If I want the ice cream, I eat the ice cream. If I want the chicken wings, I eat the chicken. I don't, that's just my personality. So it was crazy that I lost 20 pounds without even trying. Like, I didn't exercise once. I didn't go on a diet. I didn't deprive myself of anything. Now, I didn't eat as much as usual, but here was why. I wasn't thinking about food anymore. I just didn't think about food. I didn't say, where are we going for dinner tonight? What restaurant should we go to? I just didn't think about it anymore. So I called my buddy Mark back as my stash was getting low, and I said, man, I need more. It's getting low. By now, I knew it was the coffee, and my wife now started to drink it too because she saw what was going on, and she wanted to get a little piece of that action, and so she started too. And shoot, I didn't grab a bottle of it to show you, but there was this little bottle of pills that he also gave me, and it was a funny word. It starts with an X and ends with an X, and I'm not a supplements guy, so I didn't even open it. This happened. I didn't open the bottle. But then I found out what that bottle was all about. It's called Xanthomax. I know that now, fancy word. And once I realized what it was, I started to take it every single morning. And man, did it amplify the experience even more. I got more of the product from Mark. I eventually looked into it and joined the company. And you know what, gang? I kind of just want to lead this off. I don't know if you're looking for anything or not, but there's so many things out there, especially now that everybody's trying to do things online and be an influencer, and you're getting all these messages all the time about these new opportunities and the next greatest product ever. It's funny how just people are discovering these greatest health products ever that were never around before. They just discover them. Like tomorrow you could find one and start a company. I never believed in all that stuff, and I still don't to this day. But here's what I do believe in. Every single person wants really down deep the same exact thing in this world. Like at the end of your journey, you look back and you hope that your life was what? Happy. Everybody wants to be happy. And different things make different people happy. This, when I joined it, was a company for me about coffee that makes you feel happy. Since I joined it, we've got a whole crazy product line now. I mean, there's so many things. I'm not even going to try to go through them all. If you don't like coffee, there's all kinds of other products we have with the same ingredients. And here's what the ingredients do, gang. I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm not a scientist, and I don't want to try to blind you with science, but I learned this. Our brains are what make us happy. Our brains produce hormones that make us happy. That's what our brains do. Happiness happens in your brain 100% of the time. And so there's these 4 hormones that I didn't know anything about before, but I've heard like the word dopamine around before, like a runner's high. You get dopamine when people click like on your Facebook post, you get dopamine. So dopamine, oxytocin, the love hormone, serotonin, endorphins. So I learned those 4. And the reason it's easy to learn is because it spells out DOSE, dose, okay, which is what our product does for you. It gives you your dose of happy. It wakes up the happy hormones in your brain. That's what it does. Okay. Some people have experienced it more strongly because they're lower in those different areas. Their brain produces less. Me, I don't know. Maybe I was just kind of midway on all of them, but I felt great. I still feel great. I've had a cup of this coffee every morning for almost 3 years now. I'm never going to stop. There's other products that we have too. I really don't use those. I'm good on the coffee, and we have this cool creamer that goes in it, like keto creamer. It makes it taste amazing. And my Xanthomax pill. That's all I need. But we've got so many more things now. What I want to do, and we'll talk about the business a little bit towards the end here, but I want to just introduce you to some people who are have volunteered to come on and share their stories tonight and tell you a little bit about how it's affected them, and maybe they'll connect with you in a way that maybe I don't. But I'd first like to call up May Davis. May, are you out there? I see you. Can you unmute yourself? There you go.
Yes. Hello. Hello, 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 everybody. So a little bit about myself. My name is May Davis, and I am from a super small town in central Iowa. When I discovered these happy products, you guys, and I may get emotional, I'm so sorry, but it's what I do because of what these products have done for me. I always said I was never going to be that lady that grew up to drink coffee, even though I did it when I was little with my grandma. That was our thing we did. Since this coffee has been in my life, and now our whole line of products, I drink every single one of them at some point throughout like the month or whatever. But I have felt such a shift in my own body that I didn't even realize was there. Like I had I call it like mom brain, mom fog. Like I was just everywhere. I have 2 teenage boys and I was just everywhere. I run a business with my husband, plus I work. So I was kind of a scatterbrain, didn't have the focus that I didn't realize wasn't there until I started on our products, and everything just kind of started falling into place. Like it was a complete turnaround for me. So, and then like when our happy caps came out, I was going through a very, very, very dark time in my life. And this is where I get super emotional, you guys. I had a brother who passed away to suicide in November of 19. And so as you can imagine, I was in a very, very deep place, dark, down and out, napping. I mean, every day I'd come home and take 2 to 3 hour naps from work, you guys, every day. Didn't know why, didn't know. And then we released our I call them my happy caps because I can't go a day without them. I probably, should have went and got medical help, but I never did. I did this on my own, but these are my happy caps. These are what have pulled me out of a deep, dark place. They have enhanced my mood. They have just brought life back to me. And now I'm trying to get some more of my family members to, try it out just to kind of help them out. But they have truly been a godsend for me. All of our products have been. They are so much more. And to say, I've lost, a little bit of weight and I've been able to keep it off for 3 years has been absolutely amazing. That was never really a part of it. I just, at the beginning was like, a coffee, I'll try it, and here I am 3 years later, still drinking coffee every morning without fail. I've tried going with, on the weekends, I'll be like, oh, I'll just drink my coffee that I have in the cabinet. And it's not the same. I can take a couple sips and I go, nope, sorry. I got to go make, my hot water. I have a tea kettle that I warm up and my water and mix my coffee straight black on occasion, with some creamer, but not too often. But so I jumped in from the get-go also to be a brand partner because I seen what this product could do for me and I wanted to be able to share it with everybody else. And I have so many people tell me that I'm not a seller. You guys, I'm not either. Like I simply share what I know works for me and how it makes me feel. And I want to be able to give that and share that with other people. This is the first company that I have been with. I've been with a couple of other companies before that I severely put myself into debt. I was racking up the credit card bills and then have to try to explain to my husband how I'm going to pay them off. This has been a completely different environment, everything for me. I've actually been on the plus side instead of in the red of my business. And my husband is very frugal with money. And I actually was able to be able to talk him into getting a different vehicle for myself without having to touch our daily finances and know that my vehicle payment is paid for every month by this wonderful company. So that's a little bit of my story. And I hope, that somebody else can relate a little bit. And if anybody has any questions, please reach out to the person that invited you to this Zoom tonight, because the best story out there is probably yours and you just need to share it.
That's awesome. May, thank you so much for having the courage to share that story, and congratulations on everything that's happening for you right now.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's move on to Nicole Montalvo. Nicole, are you there?
Hi, I'm
Hey,
here. Hi, my name is Nicole Lopez Montalvo. I live on the Lower East Side of New York City. And I gotta say, New Yorkers, you know us, we're cynical. We're like, happy coffee. I don't know about that. And I had a friend who was talking about it on social media. At least for a year, I watched her. And she was talking about how happy she was and she was losing weight. And like Tommy, it came with a lot of eye rolling. I was like, yeah, right, girl, whatever. And then one day I hit rock bottom myself. I was grieving hard. I also had a loss and I was willing to try it. And she said she was sending out samples. And I reached out to her and she sent me samples. And they sat there for about a week before I tried them. And finally, when I decided to go for it, I don't know why I was just hesitant and scared and nervous to try it. When I tried it, I also had that light bulb feeling, like a whole bunch of sparks were lit in my mind. And for me, I just was able to clean the house. I had clarity, focus. I was able to play more with my kids. I was not in that sluggish grief mode. I was constantly binge eating at that time because I was so down in the dumps. I was overeating to numb the pain. And with this coffee, it was able to help me suppress my appetite. It gave me that clarity and that focus that I needed. And I called her right away and I was like, girl, what is this? I need more of this stuff in my life. And she was laughing at me. She was like, yes, I've been telling you, like, it's amazing. And after about a month of consistent drinking, I not only lost 10 pounds in the first month, and not everybody's story is different, but that's what happened for me. And I knew right away I wanted to be part of the business. I wanted to share this with everybody that I knew. And it has helped me in so many different ways, not just with weight loss and clarity and focus, but even during this pandemic, which has been a hard time for a lot of people, it has helped me pay bills and be able to buy groceries and just do a lot of things for my family, where it would have been a really hard year if I did not have this opportunity. So, and then last but not least, before I end this, one of the most gratifying things is when you share this coffee with someone else and they reach out to you and they're like, girl, you helped me so much by sharing this coffee with me. Now, there's a whole bunch of other products, but for me, I am diehard to the coffee and the Xanthomax. That's me. I love all the other ones. I've tried all the other ones, but that's my number one recommendation, my number one go-to. And there's nothing like getting that feeling that it's also helping other people as well. So I want to thank you guys for inviting me on. And yeah, it's amazing. Thank you.
Perfectly said, Nicole. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I just love hearing these stories. I've been listening to these stories over and over for 3 years, so nothing really surprises me anymore. They're all kind of the same. The same thing happens. The stuff just actually works. Let's move on to our final testimony tonight. Sheriel, are you out there? I think I see you.
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Did I say your name correctly?
Carol, as if it were spelled correctly. So thank you so much, Tommy, for having me on here. I love to share my story because my story is a little bit different. So, it's actually February the 6th, 2 years ago, that my friend who I'd met on Facebook, Tony, called me and shared this product with me. And I thought, what, like coffee? Because I was always about weight loss. I had other health things, but weight loss was my big deal. And so I listened and I really respected her. And so I was looking for a business. So I got in, I borrowed the money, honestly, for the $500 package. I got in and I started drinking the coffee, not having any idea what was about to take place in my life. You see, I have crushed vertebrae, the third and the fifth, and that caused massive pain. Yes, I was overweight. I've lost some weight. I'll tell you about that. But these vertebrae, I wasn't expecting what happened at all. I tried all kinds of medication. You know, I couldn't walk more than 50 steps without having to stop. I was living in Las Vegas. I would stop in the casino, put my leg up and stretch. People would look at me like I was insane. But however, it's how I had to function. And I lived with pain constantly for more than 15 years. And so what happened gradually, not overnight, within about the 4th month, I started noticing what's going on. My pain is different. It's not as bad. Within 6 months, my pain was completely gone. Still today, the pain is completely gone. I have absolutely no pain down my leg, sciatic, foot, back, hip, none of it. It's gone. I can walk 10,000 steps easily every single day with no pain. I went from a size 16 to a size 6, which was a God blessing. And here's why, because it changed the Xanthomex and the coffee, which those 2 products are my complete go-to, completely changed my relationship with comfort food. Because I was, I'm from the 50s. I was addicted to comfort food. I love, sausage, biscuits and gravy, chocolate gravy and biscuits, a grilled cheese sandwich, you just name it. That was my food. And I don't even eat that stuff at all anymore. And so not only has my health completely changed, but I'm living here in Canada right at the moment on the beach, all because of this amazing, amazing business. I lay in my bed and I look at the water. I might as well be in it. I'm so close. So thank you so much for having me. If you've been invited by a friend, be sure that you get back to that friend, because they will set you up and get you into our simple 4-step system. This is the most incredible place I've ever been in my life. I would never go anywhere else. I'm here. I'm stuck. I'm here for good. Thanks so much, Tommy, for having me.
You bet. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Cheryl. And gang, I just want to kind of touch on a couple of things. You've heard 3 amazing stories tonight. We could, if you want to stay here for the rest of your life, we can roll out another couple 100,000 stories for you. But the thing that's important for you all to understand is that we're not making any medical claims here. You know what? These products are not meant to diagnose, treat, or cure diseases. All right, it's not what it's about. You know what these products do for you when you drink it, or you take the Max pill or whatever product you decide to use? It helps your brain produce more of the happy hormones, and these other things are a byproduct of that happening for you. Now, you've also heard people talk about there's a business attached, and I wanted to touch on that real quick as well. Yes, there's a business attached to this, and it's really interesting, and here's why. A big word right now going around is influencer. On Instagram, there's influencers, there's YouTube influencers. It's like the new job to get. How can I be an influencer? Well, you know what? Every single one of us already is an influencer. We all are. Every single one of us. Like, for example, I read this great book right here. Not so ironically, it's called The Happiness Advantage. I'm rereading it again right now for about the 10th time. This is an amazing book by Sean Acor. I can recommend it to every one of you and every single person I know on the planet, because I know it'll change your life if you read it. Okay? I can tell you to go to Morton's Steakhouse and get the bone-in ribeye if you're a steak person. And I don't care what town you go to, which Morton's you go to. I can feel great that if you go there, you're going to love the bone-in ribeye at Morton's Steakhouse. I know it for a fact because I love it, and I can't wait for everybody else to try it. I've got a friend who's always asking me about, we see this on Facebook and on social media. What's the next Netflix thing that we can binge watch together? I'm telling my friend, you need to watch Peaky Blinders. You need to watch Peaky Blinders. And he's like, what? And every time I see him, I say, did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet? And I'm excited for him to watch it because I like it so much and I know his personality and I know he'll like it. Okay? Here's the funny thing. Sean Acor and his publishing company will not send me a penny if you read this book. Morton Steakhouse will not send me a penny if you go there and eat their bone-in ribeye steak. And I don't care. Netflix will not send me money if my friends all go watch Peaky Blinders. But guess what? I have this coffee that makes me feel amazing every morning, lights me up, makes my life happier, makes my life better. And if I tell my friends about it and they try it, this company will pay me. The Happy Company. What a perfect name for it. We make people happy. We make ourselves happy first, and we make other people happy. So here's my advice to every one of you. Try this stuff. If you don't like it, never drink it again. If you do like it, come on board and tell other people about it and start making some money with it. I know people get a little bit intimidated about having their own business and all this kind of stuff. That's not working. Sharing news with people is not working. And I don't care. Any network marketing gurus can tell you about all the hard work that goes into it. BS. It's not hard work to share good news with your friends no matter what. And I'll battle anybody on that. Okay. However, I will say this. There are people in this company who do choose to make it work and make it hard work. And guess what? They're making 6 and 7 figure incomes. Yeah, 6 and 7 figure incomes. We have an income disclaimer chart that I could show it to you. And you know what? I probably should pull it up so nobody gets in trouble because we're going to record this. Hold on, watch. I'm going to pull this up and keep yapping. Here it is right here. That's our income disclosure statement. So you can know exactly how much people making this. Now, I'm going to be full disclosure from me. In 2020, during this COVID stuff, I've sat home and I've not been motivated to do anything. I still drink my coffee every morning. If I have conversations with people, which I don't often, I will tell them about it, but I haven't been working hard at this. And guess what? Every single week, I get a text message on my phone that says, you've been paid. And every single month, I get a text message that says, you've been paid a lot. I'm not making millions of dollars in this company, but here's what I'm going to tell you. My monthly earnings from this company takes care of my mortgage, my car payments, my insurance, my bar tab, which sometimes is more than my mortgage payment. Just kidding. It's money that's coming in whether I'm working or not. And who doesn't want that? You know what that does? That helps make you happier. So we're getting happy on every level here. Gang, what I'd like to do is suggest to you that if you want to be happier, if you don't, then, thanks for your time tonight. If you do want to be happier, take a look into this. Get back in touch with the person who invited you on here and say, you know what, I don't believe it, but I want to try it. And if you like it, come on board and join us. You can join the Happy Co. as, I don't know what we call ourselves now, influencers or brand promoters or whatever the heck the name for it is. Here's what I call it. It's just your little side gig. Way to make some more money. You want to make a little bit, make a little bit. You want to make a lot, make a lot. Gang, I'm going to close it down now because I already went 3 minutes past what I promised you. Thank you so much to May and Nicole and Cheryl for sharing tonight. Thank you all for coming out here and spending a few minutes with us. I hope I get a chance to someday meet you all in person. Shoot, I hope someday I get a chance to see all the humans in this company again in person when things get back to normal. I'm sure it's coming pretty soon. But in the meantime, stay happy. Thanks, everybody. I'll unmute you if y'all want to say goodnight. Hold on. How do I unmute everybody?
Great job.
Thanks, Tommy. Great
Thank you,
job.
Tommy.
Thank
Thank
you.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
everybody.
Tommy.
Thanks,
You rock.
everybody.
Thanks so
Really
much.
loved it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Gracias. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.